Hi, Boss Babes of South Africa. First of all, happy Women's Month. And then, Kovini, thank you so much for opening your platform in order for us to Skillshare with one another this Women's Month. My name is Carmen Murray, and I'm a Trends and Transformation Specialist. I help organizations to translate culture, almost like a Google Translate of culture, and then take all of the insights and the trends that are happening and alchemize the good nuggets and the good things to create opportunities and growth strategies for organizations to build bridges to the future and to the consumer. Now, what I would like to talk to you about today is personal branding, and why I think that this is one of the most important things that you need to work on for yourself. Personal branding is your personal identity. And if we look at where the world of AI is going, there is so many big challenges that organizations are facing around visibility. And now you need to know organizations spend millions and millions and millions to be seen and to be visible in their marketing campaigns and creatives. But as the whole world is shifting towards doing research in AI, the visibility of brands and where they can advertise and where they can reach you, the consumer, is becoming harder and harder and harder. If we take that signal, the same is going to apply to you. It's going to be harder and harder and harder to find the good ones, to find the good talent, to find the good leaders, to find the people that can shape businesses, the right candidates for organizations and where the future is going. And that is why building your personal brand has never been more important, because you see what is happening online right now is that AI personas have been deployed. It is becoming AI generated, and there's very few authentic content creators. People are using more and more AI, whether it is in their text or whether it's in the way their thought leadership is written, even in their videos and how they clone themselves. And people are going, hang on, I don't know what I can trust anymore. Is this real or is this fake? There's so many incidents that are currently happening that we are picking up, in our trend spotlights. And what I want to say to you is, in the time where people are not going to know what is true and what is not, it is important for you to build an authentic personal brand right now and keep going, because people are going to look back and going to see the authenticity of your brand and to make yourself visible on all fronts. So that is something that we are seeing on the future horizon. And we're also seeing that, digital identity is going to become so important in order for you to be online. And I do think that also your own personal identity and who you are as a person, so that we can actually, as people engage with you, can realize, can I trust you or can I not? Now, for those of you that are aware, I run a podcast, right? I've been doing it for 8 years, and I'm always looking for interesting women to be on the podcast. And one thing that I've realized over time is that I always struggle to find women, and then when I meet them face to face, I'm going, well, why are you not talking about all these amazing things that you're doing? Why do you not build your own personal brand? Because I would have loved to have you on the show. And this is the kind of things, it's becoming harder and harder to find people online, but it's also up to you if you want to be discovered. It's up to you if you want to be visible. And my advice to you is, where we are heading into the future for job opportunities, for if you're going to build your own business, which I do believe a lot of people are going to have to start their own businesses in the future. I think there's going to be a more of a consulting model that we would see in the future. And I think that it's so important to build your personal brand, so that by the time when you get to that stage, or it is something that you're starting on the side, that you already have established your personal brand. But then there's also the corporates. Many people are being retrenched right now, and they could have used the 10 years that they've worked in this large organization to build their own personal brand and never leverage that capital, that social capital that they could have used. So I highly recommend that you build your personal brand and really keep going. But here's what I want to say to you, and the lessons that I've learned in my own journey in building my own personal brand, together with building it for some very serious people within JSE organizations, It's this. First truth. People are going to copy you. Get used to it. Second truth. You are not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Third truth. You are not going to be the solution for everybody, and be okay with that. Build anyway. Build your personal brand anyway. You see, personal branding for me is when a person actually thinks of your name in a room to a specific problem. Then you know your personal branding is working. You see, so build. And one thing that I also just want to highlight is in building a personal brand, and really to stand out, is your thought leadership. How do you share your views of the world? How do you talk about uncomfortable things? How do you tackle what is happening in culture and have your point of view on it? How do you tackle what is happening with organizations, reputation, change management, leadership, you name it? How are you communicating to the world? So I have a trick, and this is what I use. 70-20-10 model. 70% of my efforts that I put into my personal brand goes into the day-to-day things that I want to communicate to the world, whether it's a thought leadership piece, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a video, any form, really. That is my day-to-day communication, and really thinking about what I want to express to the world, doing my research, etc. So the other 20% is where I improve, and I actually look at my thought leadership and what I'm saying and how I'm expressing it to the world. How can I say it better? How can I research it better? How can I understand it better? How can I improve the way that I show up in the world? And that 20% always, if you're just consistently doing that, you're going to see huge strides with the growth of your personal brand. And then the 10% is exploring with the unknown. Try and experiment with things that you've never done. Things that you think are crazy are usually the things sometimes that really works really well. And with our community conscious leaders, I've been playing with the 70-20-10 model all the time, where I go, okay, 70% is just going to be what we want to communicate and what we stand for. 20% is improving, 10% is trying something new, and some things work out and some things don't. But the same with your own personal brand is you are going to start finding your groove. You're going to find, oh, I really love to talk about this particular topic. I'm really interested about it. You see, this is the big myth about personal branding, is people think that you have to have this perfect brand, you have to look a perfect way, you have to sound a perfect way, and you have to have it all figured out. You see, building your brand identity takes time. You got to research. You got to put yourself out there. I always say, ideas only start forming when you work on them. So have the courage to put yourself out in the world. And for many of us, me included, I absolutely hate being on the camera. Hate it. Some people think it comes natural. It doesn't. It's taken a lot of practice. And I'm a Cancerian. I go into my shell very quickly. When I get scared off, I go into my shell. But I had to learn to be consistent and showing up all the time for myself. You see, this is what's going to make the biggest difference between personal brands that succeed and personal brands that don't, is those that are willing to do the 70-20-10, always exploring, optimizing and improving, but then consistently putting themselves out and doing the work. It's, you know, this is why when people are going to copy you, and I know that this is always it always worries people, or people think they're not good enough, or they're trying to be too perfect. If you are consistent, you get better at it, and you will find actually the more consistent you are, bigger ideas come towards you to actually elevate what you are building. So I just want to say to you, have fun with this journey of building a personal brand. Don't take yourself so seriously. I get told that a lot. Don't take yourself so seriously, because I do tend to you know, I stick to my values and this is the things that I need to say. But sometimes it's okay to be a little bit light-hearted and have fun, and create a little bit of playfulness, and bring out your real personality and bring versions of yourself forward. As long as you just always stay true to who you really are as a person, and don't come from a place of ego, people gravitate towards your personal brand, and your personal brand is really going to create opportunities for you in the future. It is going to be the thing that is going to be a catalyst for you as a woman, because woman shapes culture. Future doesn't happen to us. We happen to the future. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the digital waves and communities all over, and seeing you being the change, driving change, and having your views of the world and your thought leadership expanded not just in South Africa but across the globe. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.